Hello and welcome to another Mechanic Matt video. Today I'm looking at this Vauxhall or Opel Zafira. Engine lights on, so I've got this new to me top down. So it's recognised the VIN. I'm going to do a scan. I haven't used this at all before, I've never used it, so I'll see what it does. Okay, we want to do a health report. Reminds me of my launch, the way it's set out. So, smart scan, high speed scan. I'll do the smart scan one at a time in case it helps. 3 faults in the engine ECU. This is, I got this one off Amazon a little cheaper. I'd seen somebody using it on YouTube and thought, oh, I'll maybe get one. For now, I was looking for the Phoenix Smart. This is the X-Link, but for now I just got this whilst I'm saving up some money, and maybe later in the year or next year I'll get the other one. So there we go. If I hit report, what do I get there? I'll leave it blank. Don't want me to leave it blank, I'll have to hit skip. Skip all that. Post scan. Pre-scan. Diagnostic scan. So many choices. So 3 faults in the engine. Knock sensor 1. Current range performance. Knock sensor 2, current performance. So I think that means it's here. It's not talking about the current flow. And the knock sensor circuit 1. No, bank 1, sensor 2. P229E. 229E. I'll make a note of these. That's usually what I do. Start with my notepad, write stuff down, and then come up with an idea of what I'm going to check. Looking at that, I've got the P11DB knock sensor 1 current performance. Then I've got P11DC knock sensor 2 current performance. So it's a performance fault rather than a circuit fault. The only one with a circuit fault is P229E knock sensor circuit bank 1 sensor 2. So maybe if that's not working right, the performance of the other two aren't going to be right, because it's got a circuit fault on that one. So if I go to that knock sensor circuit bank 1 sensor 2, check it, and then see if it's faulty, we now know we've got a direction. I've got the car jacked up, put on an axle stand, and I'm under the car. I'm going to look at the sensors and just weigh up the layout. So here's the sensor. I've got the knock sensor 2 voltage problem, so I'm following that wire. Goes around here. I've unplugged it. Goes into here. There's the module. So I'm suggesting this may be the knock sensor 2 further back, you see. So I've unplugged it, because now that I've cleared the fault code, I don't have any fault codes. I'm going to see now it's unplugged. Do I get the same one? So at least I know I'm on the right sensor. And at times this has got no voltage on it, so let's see what we get there. Okay, back in the car, and let's see now. I've got the ignition on, back in the car. I'm going to check for fault codes. Oh, I got a different one now. It's U29. It's a communication fault. I'll show you. I've got U029E. So I would say the 29E matches. Before we had a circuit fault, now we've got communication fault. So I'd say we're on the right sensor because of the 29E. A different problem with it now though, because there's no comms to it. So what I'm going to do is go under there and check it for power ground. It's obviously intermittent, this fault. So I'll have to go under there, check if it's got CAN bus, power, and a ground, and that's all it really needs. I'll go and check those wires. I've got some equipment out ready for doing some tests. Little Ortel power probe version of their power probe anyway. Got this one because of the graphing function, but I think there is a power probe. I was at the NEC in Birmingham, and I'm sure they had something. One of theirs now looks like it's got the graphing feature. I've got my variable stop and tail light, so yeah, you know, so I can change the load test. You can do a load test with it plugged in and backfeed it with a pen like that, or you can unplug it. Because if that was open circuit after that plug, I might think I've got good voltage, and it could, you know, still not be great with a load test. So just a thought, I'll maybe unplug it and load test it and check it that way. But I do need to reroute this. It's going the wrong way around my jack, so I'll have to bring it in another way because the wire's not long enough this way. I'm going to quickly run through the wires. There's only 4 of them, and I'll show you what I get. First one, ignition's on, the engine's not running, so I've got power. And second one sec. It's easier when you've got 2 hands on it. Lighting up green usually means a ground, but I'm going to test them with a bulb. And I've got 2 more. They must be the CAN bus. So you see 2.4? It's changing, so it's not the same all the time. And 2.2. So if I change this, once you press that button and go to the graph, this is handy for some things. You can see there's some kind of CAN bus signal going on that one and the one next to it, if I can do it one-handed. And that's the CAN low. We got a CAN high. See? CAN high and CAN low. So we didn't have a communication fault, we had a power supply fault. We've got power here. I'm just going to load test them between 1 and 6 on there. 1 and 4. 1 and 4. I'll load test that, see if it lights the bulb. There it is. Using the test leads, I can also test the pin fitment at the same time. That's on the 5 watt setting. Now if I change it from the blue to the red, this is just something I bought and got some ends and made it up myself. If I change it to the red, it'll be 21 watt. We can see if it's got the power for that. And it does. It's fine, so everything's good here. Looks like we've got a fault with the sensor. Intermittent fault. For it to be a voltage supply or something. I'll recheck the fault code. But I would say that's what I'm going to need. Okay, unfortunately they don't have one in stock at my local supplier, but I'll show you where they are, because you have to allow yourself time for fitting. There. And sometimes they may not come out, it'll bring the threads out, so you've got to be prepared for that too. But that's it, just up there, by the fuel filter. Unfortunately, it all looks okay. If I go into the reductant system data again, it all looks good. There's nothing going on wrong, it's working now. It's a temporary intermittent fault. So I'm not going to be able to prove it doesn't work. That's the problem, it's intermittent. But it is a circuit fault code, so we know the car's wiring's okay and it's intermittent. We're going to have to go for one of those sensors. Showing you that, there wasn't anything that I'd selected, just a whole bunch of unselected stuff. But yeah, sometimes you get intermittent, so I'll do this for an initial assessment. I'll give myself about an hour on the job, get an idea what's going on, and I'll just bill for 1 hour. But I'll have to go to the next one. I did enjoy, I was mentioning the NEC Auto Mechanica, Birmingham. That was great. I met with a few people, Sandy Anderson, that I've seen before, and Dave Style, that I've seen before. I met Peter Kennedy, and Alan, that works with Peter Kennedy, Dace Diagnostics. I met them for the first time, and it felt like I'd known them for years. They were really nice people. In fact, you sometimes feel like you know somebody just because you've seen them on YouTube for a while, but I'm glad I went, and I met other people as well. Everybody seemed really friendly, and I'll probably go to another one when there is one in a couple of years. Anyway, hopefully I didn't fit the sensor, but just a few checks you can do with an oxygen sensor. And what I'll do when I'm using this Phoenix X link, you'll get to see what the scan tool can and can't do over time. So it might let you decide if you want to buy one, or maybe go for something a little bit better like the Phoenix Smart or something. But anyway, thanks for watching.